So, I had something happen the other day where someone I've known for several years dropped their guard and told me things I never knew about them. The harshness of this was like a slap in the face, as the person who was revealed was no one I recognized. I sat there and thought, wow, that is one hell of a mask you had on. But then I wondered, were they really wearing a mask? Or was it my blind love that just refused to see who they really were? Throughout our lives, we encounter the concept of masks. Not the physical kind, but the subtle, psychological ones people wear in social situations. These masks are the facets of ourselves we choose to display, the roles we play, and the behaviors we adopt depending on the company we keep or the circumstances we face. Underneath these masks, we may feel guarded, hoping to project confidence, acceptance, or belonging, while hiding insecurities or doubts. Today we will explore why we wear these masks, how our perceptions of others are shaped, the discomfort of glimpsing someone's true self, and why attributing behavior to masks can soften hard truths. Wearing a mask in a psychological sense means presenting a version of oneself that feels safer, more acceptable, or more likable to others. This phenomenon is rooted in our innate desire for social acceptance and belonging. Psychologist Carl Jung famously referred to this as the persona, a social face the individual presents to the world, which acts as a shield against vulnerability. Social psychologist Irving Goffman expanded on this, suggesting that all social interaction is a form of performance, where each person adjusts their behavior based on the audience and environment. These psychological motivations are not inherently deceptive. Rather, they are adaptive strategies, the ways we navigate the complexities of relationships, workplaces, and communities. We may wear a mask to protect ourselves from rejection, to avoid conflict, or even to spare the feelings of others. In some cases, people may not fully realize they are wearing a mask. It becomes an unconscious pattern developed through years of learning what's rewarded or discouraged socially. Although we sometimes lament that someone has hidden behind a mask, the reality is far more complex. Our perceptions of others are colored by our emotions, expectations, and biases. Cognitive psychology teaches us that the mind fills in gaps with assumptions that are often based on our own wishes, hopes, or fears. When we admire or love someone, we may overlook red flags or inconsistencies, projecting our own ideals onto them. When we dislike someone, we may exaggerate their faults. This is known as projection, and it deeply affects how we see others. In this way, the masks others wear are sometimes of our own making. We interpret actions and words through the lens of our own desires, sometimes blinding ourselves to truths that are right in front of us. Our feelings can obscure others' true selves, not because they are hiding, but because we are not ready or willing to see them as they are. There comes a moment in many relationships, whether romantic, familial, or platonic, when we feel as if a mask has slipped. Suddenly, we are confronted with aspects of someone's character that we had not acknowledged or perhaps had willfully ignored. This realization can be jarring, even painful. We may feel betrayed, confused, or disappointed, asking ourselves how we failed to see what was always there. This emotional discomfort stems not just from the other person's behavior, but from our own complicity in maintaining the illusion. It can be unsettling to recognize that our perceptions were shaped by our hopes, and that the truth was quietly present all along. Coming face to face with another's authentic self, especially when it conflicts with our expectations, forces us to confront our own vulnerability and the complexity of our relationships. When we say that someone was wearing a mask, it can serve as a cushion, making it easier to process the shock of disappointment or betrayal. It allows us to believe that we were deceived rather than admitting that we may have chosen not to see certain truths. This is a gentle form of self-protection, a way to preserve our sense of judgment and maintain our emotional safety. Claiming that a mask was involved often helps us navigate the confusing territory between perception and reality. It is easier to accept that a person changed rather than acknowledge that we overlooked their real character. In this sense, the idea of the mask is both a defense mechanism and a tool for self-compassion. It gives us space to process difficult emotions without harsh self-judgment. While it may seem like a weakness to overlook others' flaws or to fail to recognize their true character, this tendency is also a testament to our capacity for hope, empathy, and love. We are wired to seek connection, and part of that involves believing in the best in those around us. The willingness to see potential, to extend grace, and to offer second chances speaks to the beauty of who we are. Overlooking flaws does not make us naive or foolish. Rather, it highlights our desire for harmony and understanding. We are not alone in wanting to believe in the goodness of others. The experience of discovering someone's true self, while difficult, can lead to greater self-awareness, stronger boundaries, and deeper relationships in the future. If you have ever felt alone in this experience, take heart. You are joined by millions who have navigated the same emotional terrain. Your willingness to see the best in others is a gift, both to them and to yourself. In the end, recognizing and accepting the masks we wear and those worn by others allows for genuine connection and compassion. It reminds us that we are all imperfect, all learning, and all in this together.